told to think positive thoughts to help manifest faster, right? But what if I told you that thinking positive or your thoughts in general aren't helping you manifest at all? What if I told you that you trying to control every thought is actually trying like slowing you down? And what if the key to manifesting faster is actually being in the present moment? Hi, I'm Arshia, and I'm a Ho'oponopono and EFT healer. Today we're going to be talking about how meditation is the key, is the biggest tool to manifestation. So let me start. I hope you can read this with my bad handwriting. Meditation is equal to your true self, which is equal to abundance, love, joy, happiness. Okay, what do I mean by that? When you're meditating, you get in touch with who you truly are, right? And your true essence, your true self is already abundant, already joyful, already successful, already happy. And the more you meditate, the more you get to that level where you realize these things. And it's not something like you can talk about, it's something you need to do. If you're stuck manifesting something and you're visualizing, you're doing affirmations, you're doing everything, and it's not working, and you're constantly anxious, overanalyzing, overthinking, that means you're not doing it right. Affirmations is a good tool. Visualization is also a good tool. But when you do it from a place of obsession, of chasing a goal, you're not going to get there. So think of it like holding like sand in your hand. The more tighter you try to hold sand in your hand, the more it slips through your fingers, right? That's the same with anything that you're trying to manifest. The more you're trying to control and chase it, the more it slips through your fingers. So what do I mean by, meditating? Like people think it's such a fad, like it's not going to do anything. But meditation is the biggest lifesaver for me. I was depressed for like years, and I'll tell you that when I started meditating, I felt so different in my whole body. And being depressed for years, it's like it becomes an emotional pattern that you get stuck into, right? Because you feel sad all the time. And when I started meditating, my life changed. I was so different from who I was before. And I felt so much more peaceful, so much more happy. And then I started attracting relationships and people and things and jobs, and I started feeling so much better. Not because of those external things. I was just feeling so much more better inside of me that the external things were just happening. Like I didn't have to try hard for those things to happen. It was just happening because I felt so good inside. And that's what the biggest thing in spirituality is, that everything outside of you is a mirror. And I have an amazing book that I read about this. It's called The World is a Mirror. And it's a small book. It's like really short book, but it's such a good like summary of everything. And it talks about how everything on the external is a reflection of your internal. So if you are meditating, like for example, if you're anxious and you're stressed and you're worried and you keep seeing these things outside of you, like you're not getting the job that you want, you're not getting the partner that you want, you need to check internally what's going on. Like, where are you struggling? If you're not peaceful internally, you're never going to get that external thing that you're trying to chase, right? And I'm not saying it's bad to have a goal. It's not, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to chase something, you're not going to get there. So you need to go internally and fix everything. And I don't mean fix as in overanalyze your life or overthink and figure out what your childhood traumas are and fix all of that. Like, that's separate. But you need to go internally and try and be more peaceful and love yourself for who you already are. If you don't love yourself for who you already are, how can you love someone else? You want a partner and you're not able to attract a partner. Just ask yourself, are you loving yourself enough first? Because if you do, you'll realize that you don't need anything external. You don't need a partner to tell you that that you're loved. You don't need, anyone like friends to tell you that you're loved. You'll feel that already. And when you feel that already, guess what happens? You attract these same kind of people in your life. So, yeah. But back to the point of meditation. This was a little out there. I'll make another video on how even our relationships is a mirror of us. But this is basically on meditation. And I love meditating because not only did it bring me peace and joyful likeness in the present moment, it also made me realize that, we have 60,000 thoughts a day. Most of the thoughts are useless and they're actually a repeat of like the day before. So your thoughts are not everything. And you watching your thoughts is more important than you like getting swayed by it, right? And if you want to ever get into that, like you need to read some of the books. Power of Now, I recommend. Amazing. The Unearthed Soul by Michael Singer, amazing. Like I've read The Unearthed Soul, not read, it's on audiobook for me. I've listened to it for the last 4 years. Every 2 months, I keep listening to it, and every time I listen to it, there's something different that comes up. So I recommend those books for sure. So now let's go back to realizing that if you're in the present moment, you're actually surrendering, right? And surrender doesn't mean giving up. You're not giving up the goal. You're remembering that you are the goal. So you're not gonna you're not chasing love. You are love. You're not chasing abundance. You are abundance. You return to present moment, and everything starts flowing out from within you. When you realize that everything that you seek is already within you, it's the most powerful feeling in the world. And and the more you vibrate at that level. So for example, like you're meditating, but you see that nothing else on the outside is working. It won't really bother you because you've come to a point where you're so happy in the present moment. But for example, you don't see anything on the outside, right? You're already vibrating at a level where you're so happy in the present moment that you don't need an external thing to make you happy. When you get there, those external things will come, but it won't come from you chasing it. It'll just come because you're so magnetic. And I'll give you an example. Like I was meditating intensely 4 hours a day. I did it for a week, and it was really intense. At the end of the week, I had some family friends come over, and they told me, "Oh, you seem really different. Something's different, like your skin, your aura. It just seems so much more like calmer and different." And I was like, and then I realized it was because I meditated so intensely for a week. It shows up, it changes every state of your being, like psychologically, physically, spiritually, everything gets aligned. I think I'd like to add, and it helps people manifest things, understand things visually. Imagine we're like all of us, and even our goals, everything that we want to be is like a bead on this mala, right? Every time you think you're separate from it, you're actually trying to chase it. But the more you meditate, the more you realize you're not separate from any of these things. You're not separate from the version of you that's abundant. You're not separate from the version of you that's successful. You're not separate from the version of you that's loved and lives in a luxurious, like, beachside house. You're not separate from the version of you that's married, engaged, and all of those things. So it's nothing wrong with wanting or desiring things on the outside, but it's about you realizing that you are it. You're not separate from your goal. You are the goal. And the more you meditate, the more you realize that. And it changes everything. And if you don't believe me, it's okay. I want you to go there. I want you to try 21 days meditation. And you can do the 21-day abundance challenge with Deepak Chopra. It's on Spotify. So if you just write 21 days Deepak Chopra abundance, it's good because he does a mantra meditation, and they're really short. So when you're starting off, it's good to start shorter, because the longer you do, your brain will be like chatter, 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 and then increase it after a while. And comment after 21 days what you guys thought, like what's happening, what changed in your life. I would love to know. And obviously like, share, and subscribe, and hope you enjoyed the video.